What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and I have an unboxing sort of review for you. This one's a little bit different, but I couldn't resist. I have the Variety of Dungeons and Dragons movie, Honor Among Thieves, Nerf Blasters here. Right, so we've got three. They are all themed after dragons. My gut is telling me they're all themed after dragons that will be present in the movie. And I think that's true, right? We know Themberchaud is in the movie. We've seen a black dragon. This is Rakor here. And then this is Palindrusk, which I know is another, I think it's a gold dragon. So these, I believe, I don't see it on here, but I'm pretty sure they're exclusive to Target, although I don't see that. Normally, a lot of the time they have been. And I just thought we would get these and take a look. I'm a big fan of Nerf, as you can see by the Nerf Gallahorn sitting in the background over there. And I always have been. I was like a real big into modding Nerf guns when I was in college. And if you recall, I actually covered the Nerf. There was another Nerf D&D crossover, I think last year, maybe the year before, and there was like no coverage of any of this. And it's just, it goes back to that like weird marketing decisions that Wizards of the Coast has made where they just don't promo their stuff. So I thought we'd take a look and see how they are, see how they function as, again, this is obviously not a Nerf channel. I think there's a little bit of color differentiation. This is coming off like a darker blue in the, on screen on the camera. This is actually more of like a lighter kind of, not, I wouldn't call it pastel, but this is coming off a little more, I guess, like cyan. This is a little bit lighter here. So we've got this one. This is the middle one here, Rakor. It's double barrel, pull plunger on the bottom. Actually, so as a fan of Nerf guns, that doesn't really sound like it has air restriction. I can see an air restrictor in where the darts go, but normally they don't sound, they usually have like a slow sound because they have some form of air restriction in there, which is what keeps the darts from flying out so fast. It does look like the darts are themed to match. So we have, looks like greenish blue darts here. Oh, they're straight up green. I don't know. We'll see how they come out. Oh yeah, they are. They're showing up. This is about the color that they are. These are the green. These doesn't have any onboard dart storage for this particular Nerf gun. We have double barrel action here. Let's see if it fires both. Oh no, single fire. And I can tell you, just from what I can tell from just firing that here in the room, that this is I mean, one, it looks cool, right? You could paint it black if you wanted it to emulate the black dragon. There is really nothing. There's a QR code that says playdnd.com, but I don't know about you guys. What I used to play when I used to love reading like all the stuff they would put on the sides of like the back of the boxes of Nerf guns back in the day, back in the Nerf or nothing kind of days, if you will. There is a piece, like an instruction manual that's like taped down inside here. I'm wondering, wait, maybe not. Is there just no instructions with this thing? Again, it's not rocket science. We can figure out how to activate a Nerf blaster. There is literally nothing. It doesn't even tell you on the back. Not that you need it, but it doesn't tell you how to fire it. It just has literally one load dart, and it just shows a dart. 2, pull the plunger, and 3, trigger. Fires 2 darts in a row, so it does say that. But they've really kind of dumbed down what comes on like a Nerf blaster quite a bit. Yeah, 2-barrel blasting, it says. So this is that size. This is like a decent mid-range kind of handheld Nerf blaster. It's a little awkward for me, as you can see here, right? Like I can't put my hand in here. Obviously, this is made for children. But that's, I guess, you know what, actually, it feels for me, because of the nature of the way the tail wraps, it feels better in my left hand, because then the tail kind of sits up against my wrist. And again, not that we're looking for stability, but that would be more stable. doesn't really feel as good in my right hand. So that is the Rakor Blaster. Next up here we have the Palindrusk, which is the significantly smaller, only metallic dragon-based blaster that we have here. It doesn't say anything crazy on the front. It just has, again, that simple, 1, 2, 3 on how you actually fire the darts from it. So we'll see if these come with the same greenish color darts, or if they have like yellow or golden colored darts. I gotta say that's one of like the simple little things I like about like different Nerf series where they come with different kind of colors of darts. Oh, they are. Yeah, they're all themed to match. You can see these are yellow to match this particular blaster. Let's see how this one sounds. That's what I was talking about. You hear how that's kind of like a softened sound, whereas this is like a much more like metal sound. That's what I expect a traditional blaster to sound like. Let's see. These have a decent amount of power for what they are. Again, bummer of no kind of onboard storage. This is pretty small for me, in my hand, but and these I got them to have the whole set, but the only one that actually kind of provided any interest to me was the Thembertrod one, because I like that this tail is flexible and it kind of wraps around your forearm. I also feel like while it looks cool, it's also probably going to be the worst performing Nerf gun because they're actually using a crossbow style with a string rather than like an actual barrel. It looks to me that the string is actually what fires the dart forward. And if that's true, that's really poorly designed as far as function goes. This one, bendable tail wraps around the wrist. 6. This one actually comes with on blaster storage. Let's go ahead. Oh, the box is really bent. Let's see, it's indented here, so it's hard to open. Okay. Little assembly required on this guy. We do have our... Oh, this one actually came with a something, right? We've got our 5 or 6 darts. And this one, the only one that actually came with an instruction manual. That's a bit of a stretch. It's kind of got this, and we do actually have a little bit, because I guess it's because we have assembly here. They've gone with it, no plastic, or all no plastic packaging, so it's all just the cardboard and tape here. So, I'll go ahead and pull this apart here. And also the box made it look to me like it was a much more vibrant red. It's a much more kind of like darker, kind of burnt red, I would say. Let's cut this part so we can get the tail out. So here is the main blaster, and this is a little like floppy, flexible tail. So the goal is that you would take this, right, and then you would wrap the tail kind of around your arm. Again, ideally you would have more of a kid's forearm and not an adult forearm. But that's the thought process, right? You'd wrap it around your arm, and it does have a little bit of kind of shielding there. Let's see, does it feel better? Nah, I can't really seem to get this to be comfortable. I'm sure my kids will be able to use this a little better. So let's go ahead and take out our crossbow kind of upper here. So we've got our attachment pieces. This looks to just clip in here. There is little keyways, and this just kind of push that in, snap into place. All done. Yeah, and it is. Take a look at this. This, you are actually pulling this back. Is that really how it... Yeah. Okay. Then what? How do we fire it? All right, maybe I'm missing something. Hang on. Flexible tail. We have our onboard dart storage here in the front. These are actually a different color dart. We saw a lot of like bright red darts with the Dragonfire line, although as you could see, these dart holders are not very the darts can pop out pretty easily if you're running around and really moving. They'd probably fall out. So let's see. Pull string back and hook into place. Load dart. So dart sits in there like that. Pull trigger to fire. Oh, whoa, holy cow. I might stand corrected on that. All right, so although you did see that the actual firing of the blaster knocked loose the other darts. So I think you can kind of see it. There's a little catch right here. You pull the string down and then push it into its little latch right there. And there is like a slight, I didn't actually realize there is a restrictor. You can see the little, or like the pin. So the dart actually does have a little more stability than I planned. And then you pull the trigger. It's a lot quieter, right, than your traditional. And this is actually under a fair bit of tension. Boy, actually, it won't fire without a dart, because the dart actually presses up against the plastic, the orange plastic in here. So I don't think you can fire it without it being loaded. Yeah. So this is an interesting design. I don't think I haven't seen, with the exception of some of the crossbows that they've made, where they actually use a traditional crossbow method where you have an elastic string. A cool design. It looks cool. For me personally, this bendable, flexible tail piece is not really a thing that I'm going to be able to fully utilize. And it's not actually very comfortable for someone like me. As you can see, like, this sits up so far off my hand because my hand doesn't fit inside there. Like I said, these are child's toys, so I'm not like super upset about that. But it's cool nonetheless. I would have liked a little more vibrant red. Like, this would be a really opportunity to do like a bright cherry red. And they went with kind of a more burnt red. All in all, a cool series. It's just a cool collectible to have. They look neat. These are all going to my kids after this video, and they'll have a blast with them. No pun intended. But yeah, the design is pretty solid if you're into the Nerf modification scene. These other two look like they'd be pretty easy to mod. This one, I guess you just put more tension or swap this out for something a little bit stronger, and you'd have a much more, powerful crossbow. Almost hit me. So anyway, folks, there you go. That is the 3 set of D&D Honor Among Thieves Nerf guns. I had to do this video because my son won't leave me alone, asking me when I'm going to film it so that I can give him the Nerf guns. So anyway, folks, let me know your thoughts on the 3 different Nerf D&D movie blasters. I don't know. It's just a fun, separate thing, trying a little something different. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I'll see you all next time.